Good morning one and all. Today I am going to share with you my simple, healthy granola breakfast recipe. So we have decorations up here. That's because my little girl turned 10 this week. So without much ado, let me show you what ingredients you will need. So what I've got here in this saucepan is a big selection of lots of different nuts. So this is where your essential fats and your protein are going to be part of your breakfast. So I have got walnuts, pecan nuts, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts. I like the blanched hazelnuts so you haven't got to deal with all the shells, and some almonds in here. But you can add whatever you like. So other things you need are your porridge oats. I keep mine in a big container. These are organic because grains are really heavily sprayed. So I always get organic oats. Now oats are naturally gluten-free. However, they are often cross-contaminated in factories. So if you have any problems with gluten sensitivity, you might just want to check that your oats are gluten-free. I will then be putting in some ground flaxseed. So it says linseed, it's the same thing. Now, the whole seeds are not the best idea. You want them ground up because the goodness is inside them, and without them being ground, your body's way of digesting things just can't get to where the goodness is. So get the ground version. And then you need some coconut oil. So this is organic, extra virgin coconut oil. Some of them are a bit dodgy and taste pretty bad as well. So if you can, always get the extra virgin, and if you can get organic, even better. Other things I will be adding, and I have got coconut pieces here. I get these from Whole Foods online. And I have got some mango. I'm not going to put all of this in. I'm just going to snip it into little bits. And then some raisins. So spices, I like to use ginger, cinnamon, and a little bit of nutmeg. And then you are going to need some maple syrup. Now, don't get maple flavored syrup. That's not maple syrup. You want the grade A maple syrup, the proper stuff, not flavoring, because that is a whole different kettle of fish. Now if you have blood sugar issues, you are going to want to omit this, and then when you have balanced your blood sugar, you can add this later on. So perhaps if you're cooking it for a family and one of you has got a blood sugar issue, don't put it into the mix, and then your family can just add a little bit on top. But if your blood sugar is balanced, you will want some of this. So let's get on. So I have just added about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil into this little pan, and I am going to put it on my hob and heat it gently. And you're going to want to just watch that and just wait till it's completely clear and liquidy. In the meantime, here's the fun bit, because what we're going to do, we are going to get our nuts and we are going to smash them up into little pieces. So you will need a clean tea towel and a good chopping board so you don't damage your worktops, and a rolling pin to do that. So just put a handful of your nut selection in it on a tea towel. Fold it over, keep them close to the fold, pat it down so they don't fly out the sides. You're literally going to just start mashing. So if there's anybody that's been annoying you, you can take it out on your nuts. Okay, that'll do. Most of them are squished up. There's a few bigger pieces, but it's always nice to get the odd bigger piece in your breakfast. So I'm just going to carry on smashing the rest of them, and then all of these will go in a big mixing bowl. So here we have it, squashed up nuts. I'm going to get those oats now, and I'm going to put those in. So oats, I have put in about 3 American cups or about 200 grams of oats. So the mixing bowl was pretty high, I could really do with a bigger one. And you're going to pour in your coconut oil and your maple syrup and your spices, and I forgot to mention earlier some vanilla extract, that's really nice in it. And then you're going to just mix it all up, and then you need to line a big baking tin. So the maple syrup, you want to put a fair chunk of it in, at least 4 tablespoons. And don't worry, because remember, this is going to be shared out between you and your family and over several days, so you won't be having that much in one hit. Regarding the spices, probably a teaspoon of each. I like to add a little bit more ginger because I like mine a bit more gingerbready. And you'll notice that I haven't put the soft fruit in. That goes in after because that has a tendency to burn in the oven. So you don't want to put that in and then apply the heat in the oven. As for the coconut pieces, I will be putting that into the mix in the oven, but about 10 minutes before the end. So that doesn't go in yet either. So I always measure my vanilla extract by filling up the cap, and this has got 2 capfuls in. Now the trick is stirring this without it getting absolutely everywhere. So dig deep, make sure you get all the juice that will be around the sides and at the bottom, and try and coat it all evenly. So now I've given all that a good stir, I'm going to add a load of chia seeds and I'm going to put the flax in. So I'm going to put probably about 4 tablespoons of the flax in, and probably about the same with chia seeds. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to tell you all about pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds going in as well. Now, if you are seed cycling, which I may have asked you to do if you are trying to balance your hormone, then what you can do, you can make yourself a batch for the first part of the month and a batch for the second half of the month with the right seeds in. So you could add your sesame seeds, etc. for the second part of the month. So you might want to be organised like that and do it that way. If you want to know more about seed cycling, for those people that haven't been to see me or don't know what it is, it's a way of balancing your hormones. There's loads on it on the internet. You eat different seeds at different times of your cycle to help with the balance of your hormones. So right, I'm going to mix all that in, and then I've lined my baking tin, so I'm just going to shove it all in, and then you want to squash it down so it kind of sticks together, and then do some squashing so that the coconut oil and the maple syrup will help some of this clump together in those nice like little bite-sized bits you get in granola. The oven gloves are on, and this is going in the oven. It's been preheated at 180 degrees. I'm going to put this in for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to stir it all up and then add the coconut pieces and then put it back in for another 10 minutes. So while that's cooking, I'm just going to talk to you about how important it is to have a protein for your breakfast. And that doesn't mean that you have to have meat. You can have nuts or any other kind of protein that I may have spoken to you about. And that's because, loads of reasons really, but our blood sugar is the main cause of problems for most people. You may not have any idea that you have a blood sugar imbalance, and you may be absolutely nowhere near being along the road to diabetes, but when you are imbalanced in how your body is responding to insulin and your blood glucose level, you can be subjected to horrible highs and lows of energy all day long, extreme cravings, needing the coffees, needing the sweet treats, waking up at night, feeling really dehydrated, having bad skin, all these kind of things. But your hormones can be a massive issue if your blood sugar is not under control. So a protein breakfast sets the tone for the rest of the day, and how you eat in the morning will affect not only your energy levels in the afternoon, but how you sleep that night. So if you can get the tone of your morning absolutely right with your blood sugar, you will find that you won't need to snack and crave as many sugary and caffeine-y things as you normally do. And protein and essential fats is one of the best ways of balancing that. So every meal and every snack you have, you should always include a source of protein and a source of healthy fat. So the healthy fat is in the nuts. They're very oily. It's a very good kind of oil, especially the walnuts are high in omega-3. So, and the chia seeds. So what those proteins and those fats do is they slow the whole digestion process down, because carbohydrates digest very fast and release glucose into your bloodstream rapidly. So when your hypothalamus and everything detects this high volume of glucose in your blood, it goes into alert mode and it sends out insulin to try to sort that out. Now, insulin is very good at what it does, and if things come flooding in, glucose comes flying in very fast, the insulin will go around and mop everything up. And what that can do is it can leave you with very little left, which you need for your energy. And so you get these tired sugar crashes after the sugar. So if you can just slow that whole process down so the glucose enters your blood in a nice steady way, then your body doesn't go into alert mode, your insulin's not flying out doing crazy jobs, it's just taking it as it needs to, and you can keep this balance between your insulin and your glucose levels and feel much better for it. So we all know that loads of sugar is so bad for us in many ways, from causing all sorts of dysbiosis in your gut. That means that your good bacteria in your gut, no, we're not going to go there today. The good bacteria in your gut are going to be outnumbered by bad bacteria, which we call pathogenic bacteria. And the gut is the seat of your health. It's where you absorb everything, and you won't believe the amount of problems you can get from low energy, all sorts of food sensitivities, depression, mood imbalances, anxiety, just for having an imbalance in your gut. So by having a really stable blood sugar, you're sorting out so many things for the day. And then at lunch, make sure you have your protein and your fat, and the same at tea time. So there's loads of other things you can do. So you can always come and see me and I can help you with these things. But protein for breakfast, your body's been repairing all night long. It's been building cells. We still grow, even though we're not growing up, we are growing every single night, even as adults, because we are creating new cells to replace all the cells we have everywhere. And you need protein. It is the building blocks of life. So get it into your diet, especially first thing in the morning. Get away from all the sweet, horrible, boxed cereals, which are just awful stuff. Get away from that. Have some scrambled egg if you eat eggs. Have some leftover lasagna if you want it from the night before. But just get away from the toasts and jams and the cereal boxes. Your body will thank you for it. Anyway, let's go and check on the granola. Oh my goodness, I wish you could smell this. It smells a bit like pumpkin spice latte. It's gorgeous. So 10 minutes is up. I'm going to give this a good old stir and add some coconut. And this is going to go back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Well, it's almost time to get that out. Whilst it's been cooking, I have been chopping mango up into tiny little pieces. So I'm going to get that out the oven, and then we're going to sprinkle in the mango. I'm sorry I'm shaking, I'm doing this one-handed. The mango and the raisins. So I've taken this out a little early because you just have to keep your eye on your coconut. The ones on the top will start to brown up, which is fine, they're just toasted, but you don't want them to go too dark. So, right, let's get those raisins and mangoes, and then mix it all in and then leave it to cool. So delicious. this will set you up for the day. If you're going to add things to the top of it, you could add berries. They are the best things to have in the breakfast. Avoid bananas. Bananas are very high in glucose. And again, remember, we're trying to set the tone for the day. Save your bananas for evening time because they've got something inside them called tryptophan, which is really good for helping you sleep. So avoid bananas, avoid really sweet fruits with this. You've already got the maple syrup if you've put it in, and you've already got the dried fruits. If your blood sugar is wonky and you're trying to balance your blood sugar, avoid the raisins and the mango pieces. So if you are trying to balance your hormones and you have been told that your estrogen is a little high, then try adding blackberries and raspberries. They're some of the best things. If you could eat those every day, perfect. And just enjoy. I will be putting oat milk on this. You can use your favourite plant milk if you're dairy free like me, or if you do use dairy, please get organic dairy. You won't believe the amount of antibiotics and things in the dairy industry. So that's it. I'm going to go and enjoy this now. Enjoy your day. Let me know if you make it. Let me know if you enjoy it. Let me know if your children enjoy it as much as mine does, because I get to the container and it's often empty because she has eaten it all. So that's all. Bye.